Hold on, my friend, because today we are not only talking 1K per day and recurring revenue and continuity income. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But we're doing this the right way by raising our brand, going up market, elevating our status, having a product and program you feel good about. You're proud to promote it on your personal social media and tell your friends and family about it. Not, oh my God, I have to go faceless and I don't want anyone to know. No, we're not doing that. We're doing this the right way. Check out the topic. We're talking a little concept I call micro playbooks. That is right. And as always, we're doing this in one take. There's no edits, there's no B-roll, and I'm not kidding. I've been online marketing since the late 90s, started in health and fitness and strength and conditioning online while I was still a full-time gym teacher. And now, in my 50s, I'm helping you build a business with heart, soul, and profit. Let's go, baby. Here we go. As I'm doing this and fumbling around. Why micro playbooks? Why, Ryan? Why should I listen to you? Why should we do this? Number one, writing a book can be excruciating. I know because I wrote a few. Here was one. Let me see. This is one I wrote back in 2000. I think it was 2007 or so. And it was 283 pages. That took a long time. It was great and it helped. And I'm going to do future videos on how I turn that into recurring revenue. But it took a lot of work and a lot of effort. And I kept saying, I'm going to write another one. I'm going to write another one. But it was so painful that I have not written another one in almost 20 years, which goes to say something. So that's on a personal note, writing a book, again, amazing. But if you're going to do it the right way, and I'm not talking about like cheating and having ChatGPT write your whole thing, because that's not what I'm saying, because I don't think you should do that anyway. I'm talking about doing it the right way. That's tough to do. But forget you for a minute. Take you out of the equation. Let's look at the person actually buying your products and programs. Most books are fluffy, right? They're filled with hundreds of pages of stories. How many times, especially nonfiction, we're not talking fiction, we're talking nonfiction, advice and how-to books. How many times have you read an advice-driven book and got to the end of it and be like, they could have summarized that in like 20 pages, right? And the reason is, and I know because I'm friends with some publishers and authors and I've written books, is that it's very hard to sell a book in a bookstore, that's a 13-page book or a 20-page book. So they kind of add to it and they say, you got to add more, so more stories, and they just keep re-emphasizing the same point. And I don't know what the stat is. I'm not going to make up some annoying stat because it depends on which study you say. Some people say 10% of the books are never even read, or I'm sorry, only 10% of the books are even read, 90% are not. Some people say they don't even open half of. I don't know what the numbers are. All I do know is I can ask you right now, how many times have you bought a book, a nonfiction book, an advice, how-to type book, whatever the niche, whether it's weightlifting or business or marketing, how many times you bought one and not finished it? The answer is definitely, I don't know what your answer is, but I know you've done it a few times. We all have, and it's fine. But here's the thing. If they don't consume, so if you're creating a product or a book, let's say, with the idea that I'm going to get them into my world and then have more products and programs and offers to help, right? Whatever. Gardening, you get them in with one book and then you have more stuff on the back end. But if they don't consume that, if they buy your book and it just sits on the shelf and they never read it again, they're gone. So how do we get over that hump of first not spending the next 2 years writing a book, not knowing if it's going to sell, and printing and hoping and praying? How do we do this, right? How do we do this the right way? So as I've been thinking about this over the past few years, I wanted to come up with a way to solve the biggest marketing problems, right? And I'm talking marketing problems that are real world stuff, because I know with my own businesses over the decades and helping other people as well now, is there are a few main challenges, right? And we all dream of like having this book and being this expert and author, but you got to sell it, right? You got to sell it. So here are the two big marketing problems that these micro playbooks solve. Is number one, it's how do we create a close to perfect front end offer that brings in new buyers? Another way to say this is, how do we create a no-brainer offer because the key word here, well, two keywords really, no-brainer and buyers. Buyers, buyers, buyers. There's a big difference between having a list of 10,000 people who said, oh yeah, I'll take your free checklist, versus 100 people who paid even a few dollars for your book or micro book or micro playbook, whether it's even if it's $5 or $10. It's a completely different world. Ask anyone who's been in the real world marketing and generating income online, and they'll all tell you the same thing. If they have two lists and one is people who've opted in for something free versus people who have actually bought something, even if it's low cost, the buyer list is infinitely more valuable. I'm not saying they're better humans. And, and I don't like when this bothers me when marketers and entrepreneurs, say, oh, they're just a bunch of freeloaders. The other ones, the tire kickers, they're time wasters, they're peasant. Like I can't stand that. Because someone buys your product, it doesn't mean they're any different than you or below you. Like don't market with arrogance. That really annoys me. I don't like any of that stuff. They're just either your offer isn't right for them, or they're just not going to buy, or they're never going to buy the thing. Totally cool. Don't judge them. That's fine. But I'm talking about if you want to build a business with profit and income, we got to get some buyers, right? That's just the reality of it. And if you only do freebie, and everything's on YouTube and everything's free, and you don't have any buyers, difficult to generate income. So, I mean, it's math, right? So having even a low ticket front end that is really good, right? It brings in buyers. So it's already changing what your business looks like and how it feels and how it functions. Another problem it's solving is your traffic to conversion. So there are two, depending on how advanced you are in marketing, there's basically two types of marketing you can do. There's either free or there's paid. Okay. Free is all of these free social platforms. It's me doing this YouTube right now. This is free. I'm here. I'm doing a free video. You're watching for free. It doesn't cost me anything. In fact, I'm actually getting paid by YouTube for this, which is insane. But whether you're on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram or your TikTok and your Face Off, whatever it is, that's free. Then there's paid traffic, and those are ads. I'm talking online, right? Usually social media ads. So it could be Facebook ads. It could be YouTube ads. If you see this video stop right now and there's a video, people are paying for those ads. There's also paid email ads. You can have ads in email newsletters. There's ads you can do in Google and search. So there's lots of ways. But having a product like this, having a low ticket with the proper upsells, and there's different ways, and that's beyond the scope of this video. And by the way, if you're liking this, just hit like and subscribe. Let me see some love. And also drop below, just write the word below 1 hour, and you'll see in a second. Just write 1 hour. I'm going to send you something. Anyway, the challenge with paid traffic is if you're trying to just do a freebie, right? You really have to work. The upsells are going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting because you're down $5, $10, $15 right out of the gate. If you're doing a paid offer, a low cost, and you could what's called self-liquidate, meaning you have one or two upsells where it can actually pay for the cost of your lead. So if you spend $30 and you make back $30 on the initial sale, how much did it cost you to get the customer? Nothing. So everything you make after that is profit. That's when you become a millionaire. And I've built businesses on both. I've built most of my successful companies were through paid traffic, especially with Facebook ads. We scaled up one of our nutrition companies to $25,000 a day in ad spend. So, and it was with, lower ticket products that were like under $30. So there's tremendous scale. Where does this all fit? And that's a nice thing, by the way, about a micro playbook is that it can work for both. You could do for free, for paid, and a blend. In terms of my GTB, my grow, type, bank, flywheel, grow is the traffic, type is the email, bank is the monetization. It fits in a few places, actually, this micro playbook. Number one, it can actually help grow your list of buyers. Remember, buyers. Baby got buyers. This is not going to get as many people. If I have 2 calls to action right now and I say, get my free list about this. Let's say I get 1,000 of you. If I say, go here and buy this new microbook, even if it's $10, I might get 100 of you. But the 100 is usually going to be more valuable. So you can actually grow your list of buyers. And there are some people who don't even care about the free seekers. They only want to get buyers. It's like they're not even building lists of opt-ins. They're only getting buyers. And both models can work, right? It can also work on the back end when you're sending email. So if people are on your list and let's say they found you, let's say I'm doing a YouTube video about, I don't know, productivity, right? And I say, oh, if you want my productivity checklist or my flywheel, if you want this flywheel checklist, just write flywheel below and you get on my free list for flywheel. And you don't know about my new micro playbook. When you get my emails, I'm going to mention it to you. So that's monetization on the back end, right? And as this is working, I just launched my first one. I'm going to show you that in a second. Stay tuned. You'll see an actual real world example right now. You can launch more. There's no one saying you can't launch a series of microbooks, right? Of micro playbooks. So you can launch multiple ones and create more revenue because those $10 and $20 sales do start to add up, especially if you're doing 50, 100 a day. It does add up. Now, what I love about this is I'm trying to create this model where it's a feeling of if a bookstore book, an actual book you'd see on the shelves had a baby with a course. That's kind of the feel we're getting. Too many people call their thing an ebook and it feels cheap and it looks cheap and they create, a cover with like Fiverr and it just looks really homemade. It doesn't look like it'd be in a bookstore. I think that harms your brand. I think that hurts you. So I think if we're going to do it, let's do this upmarket. I just did a whole course called MBX where I taught this whole system, where I built this program right here in real time, right? So this is the first one I'm just launching. So if you're watching this video, depending when you're watching this just came out. And it's the 1 hour workday. And it is my new micro playbook. And you could see I spent effort on the cover, on the design. I didn't do it. I had my designer do it. And now it's a package. It's a system. But it still has the bookstore book type feel. And it's not 300 pages. In fact, the transcription's 29 pages. The workbook, so all the handouts are 97 pages. And the whole training, the video and the audiobook is a really tight, lean, compact 68 minutes. That's what it is. And here's the great part. We talk about continuity income, recurring revenue. The beauty of this is that when you create this the right way, right? You're thoughtful about your products. You start thinking 1 or 2 products ahead. You're playing chess. It's a natural lead in to your back end recurring revenue. Too many people start to put out a whole bunch of ebooks, throwing stuff against the wall, hoping one sticks. And they're not interrelated. They're not interconnected. There's no brand synergy. There's no system. There's no, and then they'll just say, oh, just join my membership for $197 a month. And they wonder why no one signs up. It doesn't feel like it's part of the program. Whereas mine now, for right now, this one, the 1 hour workday, is leading into my all access pass. If you like this, if you like my 1 hour workday, it's part of my three-step system, GTB, and each of those are covered in the all access pass. So it all fits together, right? And there's different ways to package your front and your back, to package your micro playbook to your recurring revenue. There's a lot of cool ways. And again, just write the word below 1 hour and you can get this 1 hour work. I'll give you the link to it. You'll see exactly how it all works. But I think what's working now and why it's going to work, because I just posted this to my social media like an hour ago, just on my personal page, and already have sales coming and already have recurring revenue. Now I'm going to make it work for paid traffic. And here's what the page looks like as of today. This is, again, as I'm recording this video, this just went live. So it's not a lot of hypey copy. It's not a traditional sales page where I hide it. There's not a video sales letter. It's simply, it almost resembles e-com, right? Amazon. And I just lay out, here's everything in the system. There's me, my stupid grin. Here's testimonials from other customers. I've sold 6,000 customers over the past year or so. And why is it only $10? What's the catch? Here's why. Add to cart. That's it. Simple. I don't have any bumps. I don't have any flashing lights and fake countdown clocks. It's a really simple no-brainer offer that you're like, okay, for $10, I'm in. Why wouldn't you if it's a topic that's of interest? And now, again, I am going to create multiple, but it leads into that recurring revenue. If, by the way, this is exciting. Well, forget this for a second. Forget my plug for a second. Right now, what I want you to do is start thinking about how you can create this, and especially the recurring revenue on the back end with simple PDF type things. It doesn't have to be 100 hours of training and videos. That's what I used to do. I don't do that anymore. And I find that right now people are loving the templates, the worksheets, the simple grab and go feeling of this membership. But if you're like, Ryan, cool, I want in on this 1 hour workday. Let me see how this looks. Let me see the page. I'm going to put a link down below. And again, if you want it, just type in 1 hour and you'll see the sales page and you could grab it for $10. And you, my friend, can become a buyer. Oh, baby. We're buying some stuff. So I hope this was helpful for you. Again, if you like what I'm doing, what I'm teaching, and as I'm building, I'm showing you and teaching you this stuff in the real world, just like and subscribe. Only 20% or so of the people who are watching this are subscribers. So subscribe, and YouTube's going to show my video because it's all about me. It's not about you. But if it is about you, type in 1 hour below, and then I'll see you in the next video because we are just getting warmed up. See you on the next one.